Welcoming guys to my NFL Week 9 picks last week. I didn't do very good last week on the spread. 8-7 record in Week 8. We started off with the Thursday game. We had the Texans versus the Eagles. The Texans were plus 14.5. Eagles are minus 14, going 7-0. They got the job done last night, going 8-0 for the first time ever. I'll talk about that when I get to my recap later on in the week. So again, I'm off to 1-0 to the start of the spread. I'm impressed with that. Going on to the early Sunday games, we have the Falcons versus the Chargers. The Chargers had a bye week last week. Falcons, they're coming off a win from the Panthers. And you look at that NFC South. Again, there's a lot of that division is gettable. Every team in the NFC South just sucks. And if I'm the Falcons, you should be going for that position, even though you're bad yourselves. But you look at the teams around you. But for this one, I'm going to go for the Chargers minus 3.5. The Dolphins versus the Bears. Bears football at Soldier Field. The Bears last time. You look at the Bears last time against the Cowboys. I know they have Chase Claypool. I don't know if he's going to be starting on Sunday. Roquan Smith is now in Baltimore. But I look at that defense, and again, I'm not impressed with Matt Eberflus. Again, is he a defensive core? Is he actually a head coach? Can somebody please check his resume and see if he is a defensive head coach? Because that defense has been letting a lot of points in. And okay, they come back, they have the spirit, but again, why are they always going behind? You've got to ask yourself that. But for this one, I'm going to go for the Dolphins minus the 4.5. The Panthers versus the Bengals. Bengals, oh my God, they got bad on prime time on Monday night. Again, I look at this Bengals team and I'm like, they can be hit and miss this year. The offense, one game can be good, the next game they can be mid. They're good, they're mid. I just don't get this whole. I don't get the Bengals offense. Like you can be good one game, and then you're bad the next. Again, they haven't got that rhythm, that consistency yet in this offensive line, and that's really not helping them. I know that Jamar Chase was injured on Monday, but again, you still had enough talent to win the game, and the Browns defeated you on prime time. But I'm gonna go for the Bengals. I've got a feeling the Panthers might win the game, but I'm going for the Bengals minus 7.5. Packers versus the Lions in the NFC North division game. Both teams are bad. Packers offense sucks. Packers secondary is gettable. My Lions, we have a bad quarterback. We've traded Hopkinson to the Vikings for basically nothing. But I look at this and I'm like, the Lions, they do like to cause a bit of mayhem. So I'm going to say the Lions plus the 3.5. They're going to, and again, it's in Ford Field, so again, yeah, I was going to say the Lions plus the 3.5. I like to see having the little Lions up. So let's have Dan Campbell taking the kneecaps of Aaron Rodgers and Sammy Watkins and all these other guys in Green Bay. So yeah, give me the Lions plus the 3.5. And then we have the Raiders versus the Jags. It was a bad loss for the Raiders last week. They had a shutout to the Dennis Allen's Saints, 0-24. They had the Jags. I'm going to go for the Jags plus the 1.5. We had the Colts versus the Patriots. I'm going to go for the Patriots minus 5.5. Then we have the Bills versus the Jets. Give me the Bills minus the 11.5. Then we have the Vikings versus the Commanders. I'm going to say the Vikings minus 3. On to the late Sunday games, we have the Cardinals versus the Seahawks. The Cardinals, hit and miss this year, but the Seahawks are doing really well. I think that you look at Pete Carroll and he has potential to become the MVP Coach of the Year. He's got the Seahawks in the NFC West. In the AFC West, top of the division, with Geno Smith as a starting quarterback. And Geno Smith's done great this year. He was thought at the beginning of the year you would have Bobby Wagner, your franchise guy at the linebacker position, get traded to the Rams, you would have Russell Wilson, your franchise quarterback, get traded for a shit ton of money to Denver. You still have a 72, 73-year-old head coach and Pete Carroll leading the ship. You didn't get a quarterback in the draft, but you have Geno Smith. It's like, yeah, you don't need a quarterback. You have Geno Smith. But for this one, I'm going to go for the Seahawks plus the 2. Then we have the Rams versus the Bucs. Both teams are, again, very mid this year. But I'm going to have to go for the Rams plus the 3. Cooper Kupp's going to do some magic. He's the only guy on offense that's going to actually do stuff. I know that Aaron Donaldson's back, so it's good to see him back. But I'm going to say the Rams plus the 3. With the Chiefs versus the Titans, I'm going to say the Chiefs minus the 12.5. Then we have the Giants versus the Ravens on Monday night. Oh, we have the Saints versus the Ravens on Monday night. I'm going to say the Ravens minus 2.5. And that is my NFL Week 9 picks. I'll have my picks in the description box. You can also tell me your picks in the comments below. Peace.